Well, this was the scene from Thanksgiving morning, Thursday the 23rd of 2023. Yeah, I woke up to a couple inches of the white stuff sitting on the ground and hanging in the trees around here. The trees look pretty lacy when they get all that snow on them. And as you could see, it looked sort of foggy out that morning. It wasn't fog, it was snow that was still coming down. What you're about to see may or may not have been filmed earlier, and the names may or may not have been changed to protect the innocent and the new arrivals to Idafornia. And this may or may not be a recording. Ha! All joking aside, I did record some of this a little bit earlier, so we're going to cut back and forth, so I hope you can follow along with what was going on while I was filming all this. So what did the soda cup say to the straw? Any ideas? You suck. Now, because I'm working extra at the in-town job this week because of Thanksgiving holiday and because of the Black Friday sales that are going to be starting the day after that I'm helping get ready for in there at the store, we're going to roll this week's tips and tricks video into this video. So what we're talking about this week, I have paid for out of my own pocket once again. I have no sponsorships. I have no Patreon. The only appreciation I get is from you folks that keep subscribing to the channel. So here we go. What I want to talk to you a little bit about is gasoline additives today. Now, a lot of the major gasoline dispensing companies like Chevron, they have their Techron that they add to their gasoline at the pump, so it comes out of the pump. But if you're like me and you buy from somewhere that sells the cheaper gasoline because it doesn't have all the additives, every once in a while you need to dump something in to help, well, your fuel system a little bit. Now, recently I noticed I was having troubles with the fuel gauge in my pickup, my little Gold Ranger. It wasn't reading. I had a full tank. I just had filled it up and the gauge did not go all the way up, and as I was drawing it down, it would come down in ticks or spurts. It wouldn't just gradually drop slowly like it was supposed to. So that tells me one of two things. Either my sending unit was going bad in the gas tank, or it was beginning, it's not really a varnish, but they get to where the point is they get something coated on them. The new gas gauges don't have a float. A lot of them don't. A lot of them are a hard plastic strip with little sensors in it. And those sensors, when the fluid crosses between two of them, tells the thing how full it is. So anyway, that's what makes a lot of them work. Well, in my little Ranger, that's what it's got. So those little sensors get film build up on them, I guess you want to say. I could get really technical here, folks, but I don't want to bore you to death and take an hour doing it. So every once in a while, you got to add something to the gas to clean it out. Now, if you're using Shell's Power or whatever, I forget what it is, or like I said, Chevron's Techron gas, you don't have to worry about it. So I went ahead and bought a couple little jugs of Techron, the little 12-ouncers, dumped them in there because they would treat between the two of them 20 gallons. I've got a 16-gallon tank in the pickup, so a little extra isn't going to hurt it. Help clean it up and clean out the injectors. So what else is on the market? A lot of you are familiar with the Heat brand in the little yellow bottle. And the first sign of trouble you have in the wintertime with ice in your tank or your engine isn't running quite right and you think, oh my gosh, I have problems, that's the first thing you grab off the gas station shelf or the C-store or the grocery store shelf. Well, let me tell you what, folks, don't buy that one. No, not unless you have something old like this old 1980 Ford pickup with a carburetor in it. Yes, this will remove water out of your fuel line because it has an alcohol in it. Alcohol attracts water, just like your ethanol gas. So you're not gaining anything. And if you read the back label, it says right here in red letters, do not use with two-cycle or diesel engines. use iso heat, okay? The red heat covers it all. If you remember what I said about keeping your tanks full, because as it draws down at night, the cold air comes into the tank through the vent in the cap. During the day or during operation, when it warms up, there inside the tank warms, it swells, it expands, it's got a vent out of the tank, and then when it cools off again that night, it brings in that cool, moist air. Yeah, that's why these have the anti-icing agent in it, which is just alcohol. This one not only has the fuel line antifreeze and water remover, which is the alcohol that I just mentioned, but it has an injector cleaner. Okay, Farmer Dave, so what's the injector cleaner? Both of these, I don't care what color they are, both of those have a solvent in them. And that solvent is what cleans the gunk off of your fuel tank's fuel sending gauge unit, and also cleans out the injectors and the carburetor and that sort of thing. So every once in a while, it's not a bad idea to run a bottle of one of these through your engine. And just to be safe and sane, use the red bottle, because it'll cover diesels as well. Now, like I said, I paid for these bottles out of my own pocket. There are other brands out there that do the same thing. I just grabbed these because that yellow bottle of heat is very recognizable for anybody that's a little bit of a gearhead and has worked on engines forever. Now, because I'm only dealing with a 5-gallon can and this little yellow bottle treats 20 gallons, I'm only dumping in a portion of it. I'm going to use this on the lawnmowers and whatnot around the farm. Help clean out their carburetors, because I'm using the yellow one that is not for fuel injected engines. And if you're doing the ethanol gas thing, don't forget to pump 2 gallons into another container or the fuel tank of your vehicle to help clear the hoses and the pumps and the filters and everything of the ethanol blended gas. That's what I did already. I've already dumped a couple of gallons into the pickup, and I'm filling up this red gas can with 5 gallons of non-ethanol gasoline with the heat additive, just to help everything through the winter and make it easier to start them in the summer. It's also that time of year to add a little bit of diesel fuel anti-gel. These 32-ounce bottles treat 100 gallons, so I'm just going to put a swig in this can, just a little bit to help it keep from gelling up before I fill it up, because filling it up will help stir this into it. And of course, we've covered this Power Service brand and Howes on another video. Well, that's going to wrap it up today. I would like to thank all of my new subscribers to the channel. By golly, we got quite a few of you now in the last week or so, and I appreciate that. And I appreciate Elvis over at Old Red Tractors for giving us a mention that got us a kick to get us over 600 on our subscriber list. Appreciate that immensely. Anyway, on we roll, and we're going to get on to other projects here around the farm in the next week or so, and we're going to include all of you folks in on it. And if there's any comments or any suggestions you want to make, let us know right down below there in the column underneath the screen there. Anyway, I'm Farmer Dave, wishing you all well. Y'all take care and behave. We'll catch up with you later. Bye-bye for now.